been promoting the two companies because we've tried their services. We have been so blessed with it and excellent in every sense of the word and satisfied with their delivery. So that's on the trip in itself. Now, back to reality. I just want to remind you on your health. Like what Gastelio said, for those of us that are living in the village, no problems. Kaya kanya nakakana bulan-bulan na kakana may nawaitoy na dangi bulan-bulan na vingo wesenga ni tuki na bi matanggali abakay kimami na vingo dangi tikong goy bitilebu isuba na lebo na factory kumbaw na bi kake mami vingo ba induka ibi kimani na tuyo niano sama-sama na dangi kimani vingo ba kaya nakakana ni kanya bulan-bulan. So nang bula, may binaka, may bulan-bula, ito ngay linga mo niya na
one thing that I miss out, you know, it's cleaning out, looking after our teeth. That's one thing I see on the island. You know, they're looking after their teeth. Yeah? Most of
it can be the availability of the Colgate that is
the
not
Colgate
and
toothbrush, or if not, it just it was not taught or emphasized more on the health department, because every village now they have a nursing station, and wherever I go, that is the island. The people that we have same age and those that are still younger than me, I see one thing that they are affected is their teeth. Some are missing 2, 3.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's something that really, if we talk on health, not only on the diet, not only on the way that we look after the walking, and because when I remember when I came from the village, every time the emphasis in school, you come to school, the first thing you go to the sea, brush your teeth, and then you come back. The lunchtime, after lunch, go back, brush your teeth, and before you go home, brush your teeth again.
Well, those are the brushing of teeth. And then I remember when we meet, I can't go to sleep without having to brush the teeth. It's just upbringing and thing you hear from home. And, well, those are little health tips. And yeah, it's amazing because yesterday, or last night, we were just having that talk with Dr. Om and the wife. And that's one thing that they mentioned as well. Like, you know, when you travel to Singapore, on how you get, like in the TV station, when you watch TV, every now and then there's a prompt on healthy living. It's either they're telling you the right food to eat, the right food to eat, and the right go to sleep early, the tips of being healthy, and that's one thing that we were talking about last night. And when you watch the television programs in Australia, it begins to entertain the obesity, like in terms of using, you know, bees as normal. So like when you're watching, you will think, oh, that's okay, you know, like the burgers, all other things, which is a normal program. But we don't realize that whatever that we are watching or you're exposing it to your children, they're beginning to think, yeah, that's normal. And like in Fiji, that's one thing. Like, you know, we watch the program for the television program. I believe that we need those kind of prompt. You know, prompt. I know everybody knows, but like what you said, like for me, growing up, you hear your parents, you know, brush your teeth. Like you can't go to sleep until they make sure you've brushed your teeth. And you have some homes that do not do that. So it really depends on the upbringing of every individual household. But when it comes a national interest for the healthy, or the health of its citizens, I believe that there should be prompts in, you know, like whatever that you're watching in the TV station, like to come from the Ministry of Health or somebody to be doing it, or even the WHO to be saying, you know, brush your teeth or healthy living, eat healthy, in a lot of this, like just reminders.
In Singapore, it's a different country altogether. They emphasize on the cleanliness. It's a big penalty when you litter in Singapore. So that's why they're one of the cleanest city in the world. Singapore.
So it would have been healthy as well.
So they are very conscious with their cleanliness and their health tips, and I believe it's become a national interest, national program. And what a good idea that we can also promote, or even any television station, to promote health tips. As a doctor is speaking on body, a doctor is speaking on diet, a doctor is speaking on exercise, a doctor is speaking on your oral. It's just promoting what we think that benefits everybody.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, no one is perfect. We all learn as we go by. And that's one thing that I've always reminded my grandchildren. And I said, you know, when I look at them and I study your teeth and I take them to the dentist for annual check. But one thing that I've noticed, not only with my children, my grandchildren, I hardly go to the dentist. I hardly take them to the dentist. You know, like I hardly hear, oh, Nana, my teeth is sore. Or I hardly, it's like once for maybe 3-4 years to take somebody for a tooth to be pulled out.
Because of the prevention is better than cure. So when you prevent well, then forget about the curing because you are preventing.
Yes.
You are one step ahead of the problem. So that health tips from nursing station, you know.
Yes.
In any kind. I don't see obesity as a problem in the village lifestyle.
Yeah, because of the type of food that they eat. For us, we eat a lot of fatty foods, oil, fries, you know. And it's just beautiful to be in the island and to learn their
advantage. But there are things that you learn a lot from.
Well, those are tips for healthy living. We just want to give you reminders on, and also on your health. And last night I actually went to see the doctor. I have this heat rash that comes every now and then. And one thing that I've noticed is that when I travel and when I return, mostly when it's cold, I always have that. Like it's just break out and it becomes itchy. So before I never used to bother about it, but last time I said, no, I need to go and get checked. So I went, and according to the doctor, it can be allergic to something, and I'm trying to think, and I said, when I started having it, the first thing that ripped my mind was, what is there anything new that I've done or eaten that would have brought about that allergic? And well, they took my blood for testing, and I really have to see what it is. It may be something that I've eaten or chose to eat when I'm outside Fiji, because it doesn't happen, but it happens every now and then. And I want to share that with us, because at one time, I don't know whether you can still remember, I used to be, like this heat rash that comes, not on my hands, but it comes on my feet. And I believe we went, you prayed over, we went to another pastor we went to, I think that was Reverend Ratabadava, who prayed over. And then one time, and I said, okay, I just take myself to the doctor to get checked. But the amazing part about it, when that happened again, and when I went and got checked, and it was Dr. Mitchell out here in Tapu's building, and she told me, she turned around and she said, do you know that you are allergic to Panadol? Oh, okay. No, I never know that I was allergic to Panadol. Simplicity of just taking things without thinking and not knowing that your body is reacting to it. So from then on, I don't take Panadol and I switch to Nurofen. So why I'm sharing this? Because there may be some little ailments that you're facing and you're beginning to brush it off and to say, oh, it's nothing. But, just pay your doctor a visit. It may be something that you can fix and it can make you better. And last night as well, the feedback from the doctors, which I would like to say thank you to those of you that are actually always good followers of this program. According to them, with all the health tips and every healthy talk that we've been saying, making reference to the medical checks and the thing that you can do to be proactive to, short living or anything fatal that can happen to your lives. According to them, there have been thousands of people coming into their clinic for health checks, medical checks. And according to him, it's amazing. Most of these people coming in, they found out diseases that they never knew that they had, that is in them. And the high rate of high blood pressure. And he was just sharing last night of one that really, if they were late, would have been very fatal. Like they have, on how you lose movement of hair, what do you call that?
Stroke.
Stroke, mild stroke.
Mild stroke.
Yeah, that leads to that without them knowing. And it's amazing. And that is why I would like to remind us again. So we can nanonde tumbutumba sarangase, sarang bakivit sangabulu, soya ono sangabulu, sarang matua. Kibaka elemenangon kena satu wana tiko na kaya na nakava, senda solitiko ningon na nanuma ni orsa na takalikina, na kami mengara na non resongo. Yo bi baka turun na kaya weekend, ni resembula tiko da aron limang kataka na non de lavo. mera check the kikina bakabuni wai medical check to invest in having that done. Balata na ilabo and then ngay bakay nga takaningon na erasang molikina sa bakay erasa sa narasa nga nikila balata ni rasa may takali ni rasa bulutiko o mambote binakamenda Rivera mera lore bakabuni wai da bago to be rasa ni ilabo bikenda na tumay balangi mera lorai balata eraw ni non rasiko ba na buniway aro ni pambala buta ko avalilay na non bula and na kind of invest kin nang go and sambe ka na kayo sa so lebu yan nila ba ya ero ni pambala buta ka nang bula and na kenang garbi babina ke kile na mate tobi we bu kina bakasalata kina be kind do numero kania se nang bula mera bula taka membo bi ang bala buta le toka kina bakalile nang bula may nangona and kutimikina non de la bulebu men garabikina non rasongo e nangona rasata kalikina o pambote ke bakanda lomana non de tubutumbu se non da tutu non da bumbu kerawani da men da bakana no masala tikina ya e non rambula ke non rambula ramba ko kai tomanda o estetiko o yao ina balida kadaka ke bakaureden do na tabata kadaka sendo bir na staff me katik mai sio na bertu kanita kata kaniko ko na tamango ito bimate sio ko na tinango ito bimate ningon na katik wikina au sa ni reda walenga na non rambula na tabata kata mo kay o kes mi kata se ember me kata kambeleti ko na tamani kanitina au na gareti ko na bingo na kede to ko na chikumai na ngona sabaka waso makina or when this person continue to use the same a reason for coming in late or not coming in to work at all because they need to take the elderly parents to see the doctor. It becomes, my concern. So, on a tareni, okay, to be matinama, was sort of a tarongani, what sickness, how old, on a tigubakatarong son of taro. Utsernel sanat biteni. Elvinaka, Kotiko, Doctor Om, Mele check the kikina, Mele lorekina. Klasa nangona kendaroni ka kwe bubunga se kwe mus na kitena se kwe andra matakani kwe mus nga na uluna eroni so na kalalai ya kwa na kalalai ani ngona remi bakila to kina when they are beginning to feel the symptoms or little ailments, those are messages sent of the big sickness that is settling in or beginning to develop inside of them. So if you have your parents with you, your grandparents with you, and you begin to take them to the hospital, and then you ask yourself, how often have you been taking them, either to the doctors or to the health centers or to the hospital? Then maybe you should go, above that, take them for a good, thorough medical check so you can help them live a little bit longer. Not only that, also so they can enjoy their lives. And also, Kaselev is mentioning about the teeth. I remember for my mom, because she's diabetes, she's diabetic, and matinisuka lose or loss of teeth. She lost her teeth. Like, and I know you remember. And every time I've been telling her, okay, like they refuse to do that because they're so used to their, even they have a little bit more, just a few left, they hold on to it like their treasure. They don't want the batisui. It's like a foreign to them to keep on putting it on, taking it off, washing it. And, well, for those of us without parents that might need some dental visits, we can sit to our parents. So that when they eat, for them to enjoy their food. Come to a stage, like for my mother, I have to cook food, like to be that matchy for her to be able to enjoy her meal. But even then, she refused to have batisui or the false teeth. I remember for Gasilivo's mom, she has false teeth, and she looks after it very well. And and I, when I see her eating her food, she's enjoying it. So we sa Sara kasi Sara daro ni bukira mera maruta kana kaira kanya navivan limbulang sangani solev. And last night too, one thing that I've heard from Dr. Om, with a lot of people that are coming in, there is a government aid in like in the private medical centers, that because he said some of them when they come in for their medical check, because they cannot pay for the private, he referred them to the government aid program. That is manageable, and they come in every month, and that's what you can do. So don't ever think that money is a problem, or for you to say no, it's costly. try them out and try it out. You know, it's amazing. It can prolong their life. And not only for our elderly people. Now, if you read the news, there's a lot of young people dying very young.
Yes.
And I remember my sister-in-law, my daughter-in-law was sharing with me that she had a cousin, like I think 24, 25 years old. Just recently got married, and her system just shut down, you know? Like things happen without even, like you cannot fathom or think or have, you know, find reason to a lot of things that are happening. And people are dying very young, so it can be otherwise. But, which means not only the elderly should be going for medical checks or be worried about their health, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody needs that visit to the doctor and need to get that. And yeah, that's health. And not just keep on going to the doctor, but when you come back, try and correct your living, correct your lifestyle, correct your meals on the table. Yeah. And like last night, because we knew that he was in the island for more than 21 days. So yesterday we did lamb neck with belly. So he can eat a little bit of red meat to welcome him back to Viti Levu. So yeah.
Which I enjoyed last night.
Yes.
Because after so long, fish. Sometimes breakfast fish.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner fish.
Fish, yeah.
But it's beautiful though.
Yeah,
I mean,
beautiful. Yeah,
considering the cost of fish, you have to buy it in Suva now.
And at the moment, the Ikaloa or the Malangi, this is the time that they're really fresh. And
Uro.
And just having the soup in the morning. It's just amazing.
Yeah. That is very healthy.
Yeah, and take you the whole day.
Oh, there. So
But one thing that I've noticed from Bonobalabu, not in the southern Lao, but from Bonobalabu right up to Nayau, even in Lakemba, the sukota. Oh man.
The sukota. Like the lola and you just put a kota.
Yeah. That's something that is common. And I really love that. For me, just one bowl
Should we have a taste of the yellow?
Only, I think it's in Bonobalabu. Yeah. One bowl of sukota, just a soup. I don't have to eat the fish. That's enough for me. And the ubi and the kawai. The things that you don't normally eat here.
In Viti Levu.
Yeah.
And it's costly to buy it to eat it.
In here it's dalo and
cassava.
But there, the ubi nearly every day. And
I can have tea with ubi.
In Namuka we have the kawai. Man, it's beautiful.
Kawai is nice when it's sweet.
Yeah, and you just have it with domboy. Just umomaki, and it's beautiful. And those are kind of healthy food that we are missing on this side.
Yeah.
It's just natural. You just cook and then boil.
Well, that's on the healthy talk.
Healthy talk.
And just when we were running out from the doctors last night, because we went in, the whole family, a few of us went in yesterday, crowding this small room with the doctor and his wife. And one of them asked, doctor, I always have this pain at the back of my head, every now and then, like it's painful at the back of my head. But somehow when he was saying that, I identified with it because I used to have that. And so the doctor just looked at him and then he said, oh yeah, have you been sleeping early, like well? So he just smiled. And do you lie down with your phone in your hand? And he smiled. So he said, well, and then we all laughed because in actual fact, he's just mentioned the fix. The fix is go to sleep early or sleep well and no phones on your hand. Because why I laugh, because that used to be me. I used to feel that. Every now and then it's like Nurofen. And he knows, if I get on the flight, I take my Nurofen. Wherever I go, I have to have my Nurofen because I always have those kind of, heavy head or headaches. And I think during COVID, to me, it was the life-changing moments. Life-changing moments for my family when we started refreshing, our devotion, a lot of things that we tweak and change. And one of those change greatly was me. Because I will go to bed with my phone and I will pile up my pillows. It's like I'm half lying down and sitting. So he knows, I will look for pillows. I will buy my pillows from Coscules or from Courts to prop me up. And put up 4 pillows at the bed to give me that comfort. And I will have my phone. So I can be watching the news and I'll be doing my phone. Work, and my specs. And then those things just fall down on its own and I sleep. And I wake up in the morning and I look for my phone, and that used to be my normal. And this heaviness of my head. So during COVID, it gave me the time to really, take a step back and really look at my life. And I reassessed. So I went from from that to one pillow like lie flat, and no phone, no specs, and sleep. So the only thing now it's helping me to not to think of work and stop my brain from thinking is watching news. And that's one thing that I need to switch off from it as well. So since I've been doing that, like one pillow lie flat and drink water. As I wake up in the morning, I try to down 500 milliliters water, and I force myself to drink one water before I go to sleep. And if I can't, I resort to hot milk. And also, like, I don't do my work, and I just shut down. I don't do my work now from the bed. And it's really helped me. I don't know when was the last time I've ever taken Nurofen. I think only one time is reached over, then I start searching for it. But other than that, it's been a while. And my head has cleared. So like what Dr. Om said last night to one of my ailing family member, ask me those questions, which means like you don't need, and so that's free consultation for you. Just a reminder, on the phones off the bed, and also sleep at the right time. So some of the things,
and the sleeping position.
It's not a kind of a weekend. We just need to
readjust,
to change the way that we, and readjust our eating as well. The food that we eat, and the type of food that we eat.
The type of food, the amount of food, and the time of eating.
Yeah.
Anything after 8,
it's heavy.
It's heavy. We're supposed to be. Anything after 8 supposed to be very light.
Bread or sandwiches or cookies.
Because most of us, we have our dinner around about 7, 8, 9, 10, and heavy. And after that, you lie down.
Yeah.
And all the heavy stuff still in your stomach. But if you have it at 6, 5, even before 6, and you have your dinner, or you still have some walk around to do some little bit here and there, that helps your food to be digested properly. And all the values that were part of the food,
nutrients,
will be taken in properly. All those are tips from professional health or doctors. And because of our lifestyle, nobody teaches us all those kind of things.
True.
We're just following what they used to do, and we follow without no consultation. But now we have doctors who can talk to us how to change our diet, how to change the way that we live,
lifestyle,
exercising, even those watching the screen, on the screen all the time.
I think that's one. I mean, not only that problem affect all levels, all ages. Just going to bed with the phone, like even for the children, doing their games, playing with their phone. Like when you come around, you'll either see them like the phone is still on their hand or the phone next to their bed.
It's because of the lifestyle that we are in.
It's changing.
And the generation that we are in at the moment. Whoever thought that you can be carrying around your phone, And even in the village, when you come to a school that provides a little bit of internet, you'll see people sitting around there, in the village. And then when you walk out of the school compound, then you are back to the village life. All those things, that people are becoming attracted to the lifestyle that we've been introduced into, and whatever comes from the future, nobody knows.
The change we cannot stop. Change will happen. It's just the way that you adapt to the change and accept the change, and make sure that the change you choose is beneficial for you.
The choice is ours. We can use the change to benefit us and to change us to better. And some change can change us to even backward or lower than what we have been living. It's up to individual. And we're supposed to have a willpower to manage well. It's a managing, that's the problem. Managing our finance, managing our time, managing our resources, and managing the new things that are coming in.
Well, that's on the health tips. If you know you have little ailments, please visit your doctor or go to the health center or go to the hospital. Don't wait until it's too late, because that visit can save lives and can save also your family. And that's on the health. And also just another reminder on your savings. Now we are going on to the middle or third week, second week, third week of May. And we will be finishing May soon. And
Yes,
that is on the 5th month of the year. So check your books, how much you have saved, how much you've managed to put aside. And if you haven't, try and open another account so you don't access that account, so you can put in some funds that can help in your rainy days, or you're saving towards something for you to invest in. Don't spend all your pay, or leave your payday to another payday. Try and put something on the side. And savings, like I'm always sharing with us, right savings is one of your expenses. Sa mabala na no saving, me baka indot ko na kami ko na kama na bingo na keve, iko beso mikina. Kaya mabala kako ni kuwawa me boy na ilabo iko ngay marroya, iko na vola ni ndo na ilabo indondon mo marroya, se indondon mo bita baka tiki and ang gonna keve iko beso mikina se, kaya makabi kenda na bikem ni na sangani beso mi sa sangani nakaka, kaya ndo ala kumaya blessing iko roni kila. Na daba ikoroni bita baka tiki se sona kai tuku gore koroni kila koroni bolitaka sangni baka ngata ke babinaka itu ivale se sona kai koroni umbulie ko bakarotaka na roti na doniti sona kalalai ke daroni ba vakava eroni ko te weekend sona nelavo meroni bukenga on the savings. So that's on your health tips and also in your savings. And also ask yourself, now you're on to the 5th month, how much time have you spent with your family? And I know we are coming to the second week of the school holidays. Our beautiful children will be back in school come Monday, the 22nd. So we've had a good 2 weeks together with your children, I believe. And for those of you who go to work, it's another worry when you are in the office who's looking after your children, organizing somebody to be with your children, and it's meals, in supervision at home. So that 2 weeks have gone by so fast. And now it's the end again. Last night we were having a Holy Communion as the family and the devotion, welcoming Gasilevu back to our house after that prolonged days of out of Vitilevu. We also dedicate to the Lord the 2 weeks of school holidays on how He has mapped it out, the time that they've spent, the things that they've done, and just to be grateful and prepare them for another school term, for the second term. So I hope and I believe that you've enjoyed having your children at home for those school holidays, and mostly for those that are in boarding schools, that you have taken the time to go home. So it's a good time to catch up with the family before you leave home again to come to your boarding school, and then you don't get to physically see them until such time when you have special moments or special events that warrant to visit back to your school. So back to our children for the 2 weeks, prepare them for the next upcoming term, term 2. For my grandchildren that I will share, we had PTIs, and I believe most schools did that, parents interview to show their results and how they perform. That you have that moment with their form teachers or their subject teachers. So it's such a good feel because you get a raw feedback and good feedback that, very good, because you will have the time to come and discuss with them and to correct them ready for term 2. I always, welcome the feedback that comes through PTIs. I hardly attend because that for our whole family, we have Gasilevu and one of my daughters that are assigned. But I would like to acknowledge Tiara's life today, who is my youngest daughter. And having the PTI for all the boys at home, she went and attended all these PTIs for these 4 boys from one class to another, to another, to another. And I know it's a commitment on its own from parents to be able to do that because of the busy life that they live, in your work or things that is demanding your attention other than the ones that you can spare for your children. So I just want to pose that question. How much time do we spend with our family or with our children? And looking back for the 5 months, what can you identify or you can, boldly say on your family bonding in the moments that you can remember? So if you cannot remember any moment that you really had a good family bonding time, you still have time. Look for those moments. You need to look for those moments, however you get it. It can be just an evening dinner. It can be just a Sunday dedicated time. It can be just a Saturday you close yourself off from everything else and just commit it to your family. So just look back and ask yourself, what is the most quality time that I've spent with my family, or my family being together in one place, enjoying each other's company, and giving value to where it's worth, the value of each family member contributed together to make your family what it is. Because sometimes, I'll speak from experience, from myself, sometimes we're so busy doing the things we're doing, nothing is wrong with that, because it sounds right, it's correct, but during the process, we fail to acknowledge our family, and we lose out on the quality time that we can be with our family. So for me, from the church, because we belong to a church, and I administer that church, so it helps me to